Welcome back. Today, we're going to step into the shoes of a medical detective. We're going to look at a fascinating real-world puzzle concerning young women's health. Specifically, how two very common things can unexpectedly team up to create a serious medical risk. Imagine a massive sports stadium filled with exactly 100,000 young women ages 20 to 44. We are going to track a rare but serious event, an ischemic stroke, which is a blocked blood vessel in the brain. Our goal is to figure out who in this stadium is at the highest risk, based on two clues: whether they get migraines and whether they take hormonal birth control. Here is the story the data tells us. The baseline, the safe zone. Let's look at the women in our stadium who do not take hormonal birth control and do not get migraines. Out of that entire massive crowd of 100,000 women, statistically, only about 2.5 of them will experience a stroke. This is our baseline, a very, very low risk. Introducing the first clue, migraines. Now let's look at the women who still aren't on birth control, but they do suffer from migraines. If they have standard migraines, the risk ticks up just a little bit, to 4 out of 100,000. But what if they have migraines with an aura? An aura is a warning sign before the headache, like seeing flashing lights or feeling dizzy. Suddenly, the risk more than doubles from our baseline, jumping up to about 6 out of 100,000. Introducing the second clue, hormonal birth control. Let's reset and look at a completely different group. These women do not get migraines at all, but they do take hormonal birth control pills. Just taking those hormones alone actually raises the stroke risk slightly higher than the severe migraines did. The number jumps to 6.3 out of our 100,000 women. The climax, the perfect storm. As a medical detective, here is where you have to pay close attention. What happens when our two clues combine? What if a woman takes hormonal birth control and gets migraines? They don't just add together, they multiply. If a woman takes hormonal birth control and gets standard migraines, the number leaps to 10 out of 100,000, 4 times our original baseline. But here is the ultimate red flag. If a woman takes hormonal birth control and suffers from migraines with an aura, we hit the highest danger zone. The risk skyrockets to 14.5 out of 100,000. The lesson for the clinic: so why does this matter? As a student of medicine, you need to see the big picture. Even though 14.5 out of 100,000 is still a very rare event, it represents nearly a 600% increase in risk compared to the everyday woman who has neither condition. This is exactly why doctors don't just hand out prescriptions blindly. If a patient comes in complaining of flashing lights before her headaches, a good doctor knows that putting her on a hormonal birth control pill could trigger this perfect storm. It's a brilliant example of why taking a careful patient history can quite literally save a life.